publicly trading accusations over credibility, morality, and governance, with WALTON-DESIR slamming the president over his leadership record and Ali accusing her of hypocrisy and past electoral wrongdoings. Deanna Cole has more.
You want to tell people about their lack of moral compass? The same person who we can't find the university that he got his first degree from? Look, Irfan, listen to me. Leave me out of the nonsense. Because if you come to me with foolishness, I will check you every time.
That was shot of Foreign Affairs Minister Amansa Walton-DESIR responding to remarks made about her by President Irfan Ali. Earlier, the president, while speaking to members of the media, made pointed accusations against Walton-DESIR, questioning her credibility and role during the controversial period in Guyana's political history.
This is a person who was involved in the 5 years of destruction. This was a person who was at the center stage of rigging an election, at the center stage of trying to steal the will of the people. And suddenly speaking about the moral compass, something is wrong. And they're unapologetic about it. They see no reason as to why they should admit their sins in moving forward.
The shadow minister argued that the president should instead focus on serious issues facing the country, including law enforcement, accountability, and unresolved cases.
If you are so for the rule of law, convene an independent investigation into Adriana Young's murder. People can't go to protest. You're locking them up for terrorism charges. But you're sheltering cocaine traffickers in the police force, as we saw with OFAC putting those sanctions on a senior police officer recently.
President Ali, when questioned about his engagement with individuals previously accused of undermining democracy, said some of them have acknowledged their past and are committed to democratic values moving forward.
So these persons are not only moving forward, they're explaining upon what platform they're moving forward. They're moving forward knowing that they're part of something better, better for Guyana, better for the society, better for democracy, better for the rule of law, and that they're removing themselves from something that did not represent this.
Tiana Ko reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thanks, Tiana. All Guyanese living in the United States illegally are being urged to immediately return home, as the Foreign Affairs Ministry warns of serious consequences by the United States government. Travis Chase is on that story.
One day after the United States government deported 7 Guyanese, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs urged Guyanese living in the United States illegally to return to their homeland. In a statement to the press, the Foreign Affairs Ministry said, quote, nationals currently residing in the United States illegally are strongly advised to depart immediately. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has advised that it has received an official diplomatic note from the government of the United States advising of the strict enforcement measures and legal consequences for individuals who attempt to enter or remain in the United States unlawfully. While the U.S. continues to welcome legitimate and legal travelers, the Secretary of State has explicitly outlined that the government prioritizes the prosecution of offenses for illegal entry and illegal presence in the United States, as well as criminal offenses for foreign nationals, unquote. Guyanese nationals who enter the United States without proper documentation or who overstay their periods of authorized entry or fail to respect the terms of their admission will be subject to the full extent of U.S. immigration law, including but not limited to arrest, prosecution, imprisonment, or heavy fines. Quote, Guyanese citizens are encouraged to pursue legal and authorized avenues for migration, immigration, employment, education, and travel to the United States. Nationals currently are strongly advised to depart immediately. A chartered aircraft carrying 7 Guyanese who were deported from the United States of America landed at the Chedijagan International Airport just before 3 p.m. Tuesday. The aircraft made one stop in Santo Domingo, the capital of the Dominican Republic, and deplaned 23 persons. Sources have indicated that local police immediately took 6 males and a female into custody and escorted them to Georgetown. They were expected to be processed at the Criminal Investigations Department and released. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Thanks, Travis. As talks between the Alliance for Change and the People's National Congress Reform have collapsed with no consensus for a coalition ahead of the September 1, 2025 elections, Opposition Member of Parliament Annette Ferguson urges both leaders to set aside differences and unite to defeat the People's Progressive Party Civic. Antonio Day reports.
But I do believe that they still have a lot of time leading up to nomination day. The two parties put, whether it's egos, whether it's personalities, whether it's, individual aside, at the bigger picture or the forest that is before them, and that is to really put Guyana first.
That was opposition parliamentarian and PNCR member Annette Ferguson during a telephone interview with Nightly News on Thursday, as she added her voice to the possibility of a coalition ahead of the September polls. Ferguson stated that in 2011, the People's Progressive Party Civic, led by Donald Ramotar, won a majority of seats but not enough to form a parliamentary majority. She recapped that the opposition parties APNU and AFC were able to have the majority at the parliamentary level. Ferguson also pointed out that the APNU-AFC coalition won a landslide in 2015. In this context, he posited that a coalition is necessary at this year's elections.
I believe in unison. I believe in cohesion, that we have a group of parties together under a coalition banner can see the back of the People's Progressive Party Civic.
In a statement released on Wednesday, PNCR member Amanda WALTON-DESIR reminded both sides that the majority of their supporters, including herself, are deeply frustrated with the negotiations between the coalition partners. She lamented that the opposition in its current form is failing the people who are looking to them for leadership because they are feeding them a diet of division and public bickering that is draining their hope and trust. Sharing similar concerns was Member of Parliament and AFC member Joretta Finance, who distanced herself from her party's position for there to be a consensus presidential candidate for the coalition. Finance said that at this juncture in the lead-up to elections, it is important for there to be leadership which understands the plight of the people. Many party supporters, including young people, have indicated their frustrations at the bickering between the two sides, as they believe attention should be diverted to defeating the current regime. In a statement on Monday, AFC leader Nigel Hughes rejected what he called a false narrative that the party's actions stall progress. He said at no point did the AFC demand the presidency or insist that its own nominee must lead the coalition. And I quote, "From the outset, we have advocated for a consensus candidate, someone with broad national appeal and credibility who can offer a real alternative to entrench political divides," Hughes said. I am Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thanks, Antonio. We have more news for you after this break. Stay with us.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover solutions information that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
With 70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
Crispy, creamy, what a catch. So tasty. What a catch. With a caramel center. What a catch. And so much chocolate. Ooh, yeah. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. With so much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, you find caramel. Ooh, yeah. Oh, what a catch. You know we love you. What a catch. Oh. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. What a catch.
GCOM will be conducting a claims and objections exercise commencing June 16, 2025 to produce an official list of electors for the conduct of general and regional elections on September 1, 2025. GCOM will post the preliminary list of electors in all registration divisions for you to check if you are listed and if your particulars are accurate. If you will be 18 years or older by June 30, 2025 and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent or naturalization or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. If you are eligible for inclusion, you are required to apply for registration if your name is not on the PLE. Apply for a transfer if you have changed your address since you were registered. Apply for a name change if you have changed your name. Apply for a correction if your particulars are incorrect. Any person applying for a change or correction must provide the relevant original source document, birth certificate and deed poll for a name change by deed poll, marriage certificate and ID card for a name change by marriage, divorce absolute in the case of a woman who is desirous of reverting to her maiden name from her married name, birth certificate, adoption certificate, naturalization certificate for correction of minor clerical errors. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of these transactions. The claims aspect of this exercise will end on Wednesday, June 18, 2025. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
The moment is coming. He has the ball. Will he make the shot? And he made it. Goal! This is the biggest win we've seen in ages. Feel the rush with every bet and win big. Play online at www.ibetgamesur.com.
With iBet Supreme, every game is your game. iBet to win with iBet Supreme.
Must be 18 years and older.
Welcome back with the HGP Nightly News. Now that an autopsy has been conducted, the police are left with a jigsaw puzzle as they try to ascertain who fired the fatal shot at a 29-year-old construction worker on Sunday night last. Travis Chase has that story.
Now that an autopsy has been conducted, it is the conclusion of the Guyana Police Force that after a comprehensive examination, its ballistic experts concluded that the metal fragment recovered from Rodell Clarke's body was discharged from an AR rifle that was in the possession of a security officer employed by Force Security Solutions. Michelle Clarke, the mother of Rodell Clarke, spoke with members of the press just after the autopsy.
We were told that they find a piece of metal in his body, but also like an exit, but a piece was remained in his body. A piece of metal, just a piece.
Police say that the fragment was immediately forwarded to the Criminal Investigations Department's crime laboratory for ballistic analysis. Additionally, according to the police, ballistic experts were able to match a 9mm spent shell casing recovered from the scene to a 9mm pistol that was in the possession of another security officer employed by Force Security Solutions. Michelle Clarke said she was surprised after her family was told that they couldn't witness the autopsy of Clarke. She's suspicious about that.
Well, no one witnessed the post-mortem today, no one. They said no, it's just for the CID. Nobody witnessed that.
In light of the findings by the Guyana Police Force, they have concluded that the fatal shot was discharged from the AR rifle, which was in the possession of the security guard.
I know he was shot for a fact, right? But in my heart, I still believe it's the police shot my son and not the security guard. That is my feelings, because it was a history.
A file in the matter is being prepared for legal advice. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Thanks, Travis. Antonio Day tells us now that former Infrastructure Minister David Patterson has slammed the government over the incomplete Demerara River Bridge crossing. According to him, it is a political gimmick for the project to be completed one day before elections.
On Saturday night, cement was poured on the final concrete tower. Minister of Public Works Juan Edgel, along with his team and local engineers, visited the site, joined by the contractor China Railway Construction International Limited. He told media operatives that the next milestone, following the completion of the towers, will be the installation of the 17 cable stay sections, which will span 570 meters across the channel.
We have already completed 350 meters across the span, the channel that has been cast. So we have another 220 meters, and then we will connect the bridge.
However, David Patterson, former Minister of Public Infrastructure, said it is obvious the project would not meet the August 31, 2025 deadline.
It has to be paved with concrete, so you can drive on it. Right now it's just slabs there. You have to put in lighting. So instead of admitting and telling the public that they have failed abysmally, they're saying, oh, on August the 31st. Of course, on the 1st of September, people will be preoccupied. And then the day after, they're out to the jobs. But they're just simply saying that they're just to hide their incompetence.
Despite billions of dollars spent on this project, Patterson said the project to date is incomplete. He claimed that this is a clear sign of mismanagement.
They have not successfully completed in the 5 years that they've been in office, despite billions, maybe even trillions of dollars if cumulatively successfully completed any project.
Once completed, the bridge will link regions 3 and 4, boosting economic activity. The toll-free crossing will accommodate vehicles of all sizes, and it will feature a bicycle lane and a 50-meter fixed high span, eliminating the need for a bridge closure due to marine traffic. The contract to build the projected $260 million bridge was signed in May of last year between the government and China Railway Construction Company Limited. I'm Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thanks, Antonio. More news ahead. Stay with us.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Hey, I would like to purchase all these auto parts here. This is for my Pitbull bus. This here is my bus as well, and this is here for my excavator. Only something 1,600?
Yes, only at Gen N Accessories. We offer high-quality, affordable heavy-duty machinery spare parts for various machines at unbeatable prices. We also crimp hydraulic hoses.
So guys, if you're looking for your auto parts, whether it's for your heavy-duty machinery or let's say your Pitbull bus, please check out Gen N Accessories at Lot 1 Public Road, Priceless, East Coast, Demerara.
GCOM will be conducting a claims and objections exercise commencing June 16, 2025 to produce an official list of electors for the conduct of general and regional elections on September 1, 2025. If you will be 18 years or older by June 30, 2025, and you're a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM will post the preliminary list of electors PLE in all of the registration divisions for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you have changed your address since you were registered, you need to visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your new area of residence to apply for a transfer. If you do not apply for a transfer, you will have to go to the polling station where you will be listed to vote based on your previous residence. Wednesday, June 18, 2025 is the last day you can apply for a transfer during this exercise. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. You're with the HGP Nightly News. Police are investigating a fatal accident that occurred on Wednesday, June 11, 2025, at about 17:40 hours on the Dunrobin Public Road in Currentine Berbice, which resulted in the death of 35-year-old Tameshwar Sukhcharan, a resident of Albion Berbice. The fatal accident involved a motor pickup driven by 30-year-old Andrew Johnson of Lamaha Park, Georgetown, and a motorcycle which was driven by the now deceased Sukhcharan, and parked motor lorry owned by 47-year-old man of Yakasari, Blackbush Polder. Preliminary investigation revealed that the pickup driven by the 30-year-old was proceeding east along the said road, allegedly at a fast rate, when he attempted to overtake a vehicle and collided with Sukhcharan. The 35-year-old was flung into a nearby trench. He received injuries to his head and other parts of his body. He was taken out of the trench in an unconscious state by public-spirited citizens and taken to the New Amsterdam Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival by a doctor on duty. Investigations continue. As the world observes International Day Against Child Labor, Guyana's Minister of Labor is highlighting progress made in the fight against child labor and reaffirming its commitment to protecting the rights of every child. Tiana Cole has the details.
Minister of Labour Joseph Hamilton said the ministry has implemented several initiatives aimed at raising awareness and strengthening community collaboration to prevent child labor. He emphasized the importance of ongoing coordination among key agencies and social partners.
Guyana remains steadfast in its efforts to ensure that every child is allowed to thrive, grow, and reach their full potential in a safe and nurturing environment.
He noted that the Ministry of Labour continues to work closely with the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security to strengthen the capacity to detect, investigate, and report instances of child labour.
Joint workshops with probation officers and other child protection professionals that sought to enhance coordination and response strategies between agencies to protect children from exploitation.
Minister Hamilton also indicated that a series of awareness activities are scheduled for this year, targeting schools and communities nationwide.
The ministry will visit more than 20 secondary schools across all the regions of Guyana to engage the children on the issue of child labor.
This year's observance is being held under the theme, quote-unquote, progress is clear, but there is more to do. Let's speed up efforts. In 2024, no cases of child labor were reported in Guyana, a notable milestone resulting from the ministry's proactive strategies, including expanded inspections and intensified public education efforts. In total, more than 3,000 inspections were carried out at industrial establishments across the country last year, exceeding the ministry's target by 15%. Tiana reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thanks, Tiana. Stay tuned for regional news.
GCOM will be conducting a claims and objections exercise commencing June 16, 2025 to produce an official list of electors for the conduct of general and regional elections on September 1, 2025. If you will be 18 years or older by June 30, 2025, and you're a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM will post the preliminary list of electors in all registration divisions for you to check if you are listed and if your particulars are accurate. You can object to anyone you believe does not qualify for inclusion in the OLE. To do so, you must be listed on the same divisional list as the person you are objecting to. You must visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to make an objection. The objections aspect of this exercise will end on Friday, June 20, 2025. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0277-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Turbo with a new look, new style, with the same great taste in the 250 ml can. Everybody run out now. Go and go grab one. Me charge up with a turbo 250 ml at your favorite spot. Wait, sell. New look, new can, same vibes. Jinxing, energize up your life. Vibes up, work time, anytime we are turn up the party with turbo can. Turbo can, turbo can, turbo can. Now available in the new 250 ml can. Turbo energy drink. Charge up today.
This Father's Day, Digicel is showing love to the real MVPs, all the father figures who hold it down every day. And we're not talking socks and ties. We're talking an 85-inch TV to watch his favorite sports and a barbecue grill fit for the king of the backyard. 4 lucky winners will take home this epic combo. Just top up $1,000 or more and boom, you're entered into the draw. Give dad the gift of entertainment. Top up now, grill and chill with Digicel this Father's Day.
Perfect location for put up a food stand. Put up food stand here? Yes, Officer Bring. No, Granny, you can't put up no food stand here. Why not? Because the gas to energy pipeline. Gas to energy? Why is that? They can bring gas from offshore to region 3 that can turn into electricity and other things. So what about if Granny put it up over there? No, Granny, listen. This whole area here, from here to the West Bank, is considered the right of way. So nobody can build, plant, dig, or burn nothing here. But what if I am? Oh, but Granny, listen, you could get yourself or others hurt. Watch, you see this number here? You call it if you see anybody doing anything out of the way or doing anything they're supposed to be doing, like building, digging, or burning stuff on the right of way. All right, grandson, I hear you.
GCOM will be conducting a claims and objections exercise commencing June 16, 2025 to produce an official list of electors for the conduct of general and regional elections on September 1, 2025. If you will be 18 years or older by June 30, 2025, and you're a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM will post the preliminary list of electors PLE in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. You can make a claim for registration, change, correction to your particulars, or you can object to the inclusion of anyone who you believe should not be on the list. If you are desirous of making a claim or objection, you must visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to do so. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of these transactions. All GCOM registration offices will be open Monday, June 16 to Friday, June 20, 2025 from 8 to 18 hours. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0277-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Good evening and welcome to Thursday's edition of the Regional News. Beginning with news in Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Becesar is standing by her warning to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro that Trinidad and Tobago are off limits. In response to questions from the Express, the Prime Minister said that there has been no quote-unquote compelling evidence presented by Venezuelan officials to support their claims. No information was given to us regarding the supposed captures of Trinidadians, she said. The Prime Minister also fired back at the opposition, which had criticized her government's handling of the matter, saying it had failed to engage in diplomacy. Persad-Becesar said her government followed proper diplomatic protocol and that there is no misstep. And I quote, "The misstep is being committed by those who support a dictatorship. It's amazing how some Trinidadians are vehemently supporting dictatorship, election fraud, and diplomatic rights violations in Venezuela, but would not scream to heavens if anything like that happened with the government in Trinidad and Tobago," she argued. The Prime Minister said that the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs dispatched diplomatic notes to Caracas from the inception of the allegations made by Maduro. Turning attention to news in Colombia. Colombia's President Gustavo Petro on Wednesday signed a decree to hold a referendum on labor reforms, an attempt to force the Senate to vote on a proposal on the matter before their session wraps up later this month. The referendum proposal seeks to limit the working day increase, the subcharge for Sunday and holiday work from 75% to 100%, and requires Social Security payments for delivery app drivers. The Senate is currently debating a modified labor reform after in May rejecting a 12-question version of the referendum in a tight 49 to 47 vote, which Petro later alleged was fraudulent. The legislature's current session ends on June 20. If the referendum were to be held, each measure would need to be approved by the majority of at least 13.5 million voters, a third of Colombia's electoral roll, to be valid. Colombia will hold legislative and presidential elections in the first half of 2026. And finally, with some sad news, more than 200 people were killed in an Air Indian plane bound for London, with 242 people on board, crashed minutes after taking off from the western city of Ahmedabad, today, authorities said, in the world's worst aviation disaster in a decade. The plane came down in a residential area, crashing into a medical college hostel outside the airport during lunch hour. It was headed for Gatwick Airport, south of the British capital. City Police Chief G.S. Malik told Reuters that 204 bodies had been recovered from the crash site. But on the brighter side of things, a man survived the Air Indian crash, according to police. The flight manifest shared by authorities said the passenger in his seat was British national Vishwash Kumar Ramesh. Thanks for watching. I am Antonio Day.
WALTON-DESIR trade fierce accusations on morality. Guyanese and the U.S. illegally urged to return home. Foreign Ministry warns of serious consequences. Patterson slams government over mistruths on completion of Demerara Harbour Bridge crossing. And who fired the fatal shot? Autopsy confirms Rondell Clarke was shot. Those are our major headlines for these stories and more. Please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm ALETHEA Grant. Thanks for watching.